Testing. Testing, 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 testing. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, I can. Hello. Hello. That's not good. It's my responsibility. Hello. It's recording my voice.
Oh, you're July 17th?
Yes.
That was shit.
Okay. Hello, everybody from the Kovo page. We are here. Mama Helpers is here, and today we have a special guest, Regina from OFW, aka admin Mocha from OFW Hong Kong, and yeah, today we're just gonna be partnering up to share a bit about Mama Helpers in the first place, and then more about the lives of OFW in Hong Kong. And so my name is Darren, and
My name is Jensen.
Yeah.
and
My name is Admin Mocha of OFWs in Hong Kong page.
all right. So let's start this off. We have actually 5 more minutes to start this live stream. So at the same time, we can answer any of your questions just before we actually start this. But just a bit to tell you about what we do here. Actually, the Kovo page is a community for all the global migrant workers. So anyone that is working overseas and would like to join the community, they can definitely feel free to join this page, and there will be a lot of updates, a lot of information that will be very beneficial for them. So yeah, I mean, definitely share it to your friends, ask your friends to tune in to this broadcast. Maybe you guys can in the future we'll be launching some more broadcasts that will showcase some of you to come up and talk about your stories as well. But at this time, this is our first broadcast, so we are trying to gain some support from you guys eventually, and we hope that we can keep this going afterwards. Yep.
Can you share a little bit about OFW?
Yeah. Well, the OFWs in Hong Kong page serving already for about almost 2 years in Hong Kong. It's only a Facebook page, which there's a lot of our Filipino domestic workers, my fellow domestic workers also in Hong Kong. Sometimes they have a lot of a problem. They can share a bit about the life story being OFW. So the OFWs in Hong Kong also give those help advice, and sometimes also we do the legal advice for them. Also we support and assist wherever they want to. If they need a labor. Assistance. So we also do that at the same time.
That's great. I mean, I can see that OFW of Hong Kong have been helping a lot of people that has struggled in the past to really know to get familiar with the place and with all the functionalities in Hong Kong. So definitely a great help from OFW, and we really support what they're doing. And just 2 more minutes before we begin, but hello to you all. Hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas a few days ago, and then surely it's New Year's Eve tonight. So I'm hoping you guys will find something fun to do and have a very great celebration tonight. And yeah, but I think we can really start now. Actually, what do you guys think?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So welcome everyone to our Kovo live broadcast. This is our number 1 broadcast, the first broadcast that we ever did. The only previous broadcasts we've done are just tutorials about Mama Helpers and how to really use the application. Of course, we're going to be introducing some of that here today. So I'm going to begin off just to introduce Mama Helpers to you. So what Mama Helpers is a employment platform. We help anyone that's looking to work in overseas, majority now in Hong Kong, that is looking to find a job here. And what we do is we provide a mobile phone platform for you to free to use, free to download, and free to find jobs. What that benefits you is that you not only can obviously you not only have to pay nothing, but then you also get to find the employer that you really desire, and it's not someone that can forcefully make you to make that decision. Yeah, we've recently just started around 3 or 4 months ago, and we've been helping a lot of people, getting a lot of support from you guys. So at the same time, we are trying to do more and more things to help the community and help all your people. And our goal in the future is just to build a very professional network for any of you working overseas, and just trying to get the message and the image for everyone in the public to know that every overseas foreign worker is an important role to every society. And yeah, I mean that's about it for Mama Helpers. Oh, and if you really want to use Mama Helpers to find a job, just simply go on your phone, whether that's iPhone or Android. Just go on the Play Store on Android or go on your App Store on iPhone. You can simply just search Mama Helpers, and you will be able to download the app, and then create a profile. After you create a profile, you'll be able to search for the employers on their platform, and on the platform there will be many jobs posting every day. So you definitely very easily find a job there. So I wish you all good luck, and definitely give it a try since it's free. So yeah, we can have now we'll have admin Mocha to kind of describe OFW.HK and what they do, and maybe somehow after you've found an employer in Hong Kong, you can go ask them for any assistance in research.
Yeah. Well, the OFWs in Hong Kong. Anyway, I am already almost 10 years also in Hong Kong as a domestic worker also. I am also a helper like a lot of my fellow kababayan here. And my first come in Hong Kong since I've been here 2007 when I was in Kuwait, and then I decided to come in Hong Kong. And of course, I have my first employer, almost 6 years also. At the same time, from my first employer, I have a very nice life. I'm very lucky for having a very good employer at that time. But then after that, after 6 years, I decided to go back home to Philippines. And then just when I feel that I'm not happy in the Philippines because I don't have enough income for my family, so I decided to come back in Hong Kong. But unluckily, I get my second employer when I was in Chukingling. I've been there only for 3 months until I decided that I have to terminate my contract because I can't stand with them to work with my employer. When I'm working with them, I should be the one to budget every day 100 Hong Kong dollars. So 100 Hong Kong dollars is very hard for me. Maybe I'm not really good helper, for budget, but for myself, it's really hard to budget 100 Hong Kong dollars every day since I take care. I have two girls to take care, and then my mom and my sir. And for 100 Hong Kong dollars, you should have to budget for your breakfast, for the lunch, and for the dinner. So for me, it's really difficult how to make the good food for my employer. At the same time, it's not easy for me. It's not easy being a domestic worker, especially when you get employer doesn't how to understand your situations, and they don't know how that especially helpers also need to eat. They need also the energy to do their job every day and to take care of the kids, going to pick up and of course bring to the school to the kids. And after that, at night, when you have to get bed very late, almost maybe sometimes 11, 12. So but right now, I can say that I'm very lucky because today, even right now, I am very lucky to have my employers and no baby to take care. But at the same time, it's not because I don't have a baby to take care. So, but still, I need to do my job, being a domestic worker, to take care of the house, to clean the house. I do the car washing. So I did what my fellow domestic workers do also. Sometimes they go to the market, they need to cook. They should have to pick the kids, they have to take care of the kids. But for me, I just have only to take care of the house, but no baby to take care. That's why I am also lucky to have enough time for the OFWs in Hong Kong. Yeah.
So you would say that you had a struggle when you first came to Hong Kong, and you were matched with employers that you really didn't enjoy spending time with.
It was my second employer, and what is the very bad because I am also a victim of what you call that is like illegal recruiter, because that time they also sent me to the financing company. they asked me to loan about 7,000 Hong Kong dollars.
And
But Evan,
do you think this happens often to other foreign
definitely
helpers?
yes. Evan, right now, definitely yes. And that is the reason why I'm here also support the Mama Helpers, because the Mama Helpers, I saw that when you have to apply the Mama Helpers, just only the apps, you don't need to pay anything. Even the 10%. That's why I discovered that even the 10%, which is the 10% that is that is a mandatory, you should have to pay to the agency. But Mama Helpers, you don't need to pay. Even the 10%, you don't need to pay. Just only have, maybe in the Philippines for the medical, just a few thousand, 1,000 only. So unlike before, when I started become a domestic worker, I pay for about 150 peso
Mm,
in the Philippines. And right now, until now, still exists about 40 to 60,000 peso in the Philippines. And then that's very sad, because after 2 months, 3 months, they are terminated,
mm,
and they get only 14 days that they should have to find the new employer.
right.
So that's very bad, because, and of course for myself, I feel sad for the sake of my fellow domestic workers also, because I've been in that situations also. The important, and even right now, the very big problem, even right now, I know those my fellow domestic workers, they have a problem while they're going to have a work, they don't have enough food.
Right.
Yeah, there are some employers. This is what I based from my experience when I was in Saikong. Saikong is a nice place, and I've been there for 2 years. But it's really hard, because my employer, only the time they just only give maybe a few pieces stock of choy sam.
All right.
Yeah, and that's very hard.
So the employer was not supplying you
They,
with enough
they
food.
yeah, they never think about that. And one time I asked my boss, I asked them, how about my breakfast? Because as a Filipino, in the morning, we need our coffee, we need our bread.
I don't think not only Filipinos will need their coffee. I think everyone.
That's right.
Everyone should get a
Yeah.
breakfast.
Yeah, that's right. So the main point is that when I asked my breakfast from my employer, what they said, that you should have to drink only the warm water. But it's hard for me, because for myself, there are something, and even some of our the viewers, they know that some of them, they should have to take at least 1 to 2 cups daily of coffee.
Mm,
So for me, that is only a very simple, that's a very
Right,
simple
right.
happiness that you can give to your helper, especially for the breakfast in the morning. And at the same time, for the lunch, it doesn't matter for the lunch, Filipino and even the other country, like from Indonesian, they can eat also just even the leftover. But of course, employers, they should have to think about, we need also to eat,
mm, mm,
and we need enough energy to do our job
right.
for every day.
Yeah.
It's not because we are a domestic worker, they just treat like, it's hard, because maybe they think that they put us down because they think we are just, but no, we are a domestic worker who help a lot, in Hong Kong.
Right. Right.
Employers, there's a lot of employers, they hire a domestic worker, they cannot do their own job. How they can supply also their family without the domestic workers,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I think domestic worker in Hong Kong, at least in Hong Kong, it's a very vital role in terms of helping to support the family,
Right.
because as you may know, like all the Hong Kong families, the parents, mom and dad, they both have
Yeah.
to go to work in order to support the finances because of the high living costs in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
And that's why domestic worker it should be considered as a very vital role,
Right.
and we need to educate
Yeah.
not only the helpers or the workers in Hong Kong, but also the employers in Hong Kong, that they are a vital role in the family, and they should be treated properly.
Yeah.
And that's why we built Mama Helpers, not only to benefit the workers in the Philippines, or even workers from anywhere, to give them a good job that you don't have to pay an extreme amount to get it, but also in the future we're looking to educate all the parents in Hong Kong and trying to
Right.
give them a message that they are part of your family. Like we have sort of like a slogan. We're trying to build this slogan that we are Mama Helpers is trying to bring helpers and employers as a sort of like a family, because they should
Right.
be, they live under the same roof,
Mhm.
they see each other almost every day, they should be considered like a family member. I know that based on experience, based on from my friends, that some helpers are treated like their families. You know, they eat in the same dinner table.
Right.
They share their expenses. They drive them around. They
Yeah.
actually sometimes they will, if they say they have to go back home to see their kids or see their husband, they'll actually fly them back. And I've had one even more extreme experience was it was actually my best friend. He had a helper for 10 years,
Right.
and then all of a sudden they had to switch homes to a bigger house.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "Oh, we need a new helper." And then the helper is like, "Oh, my sister's available to work."
Mhm.
And so
Yeah.
what happened was it was a family within a family. So she brought her sister along, and the helper get to socialize with her sister even
Yeah,
more. They get to bond as a family, and then it's a win-win situation for both the employer and the
Right. That's
helper.
that's
So
good. You know.
that's the image that we kind of want to bring out to all the Hong Kong families and also all the helpers, to try and build this good relationship in
Yeah.
there, because there's no need to make it such a cold experience, because you guys all live in the same under the same roof, and you guys have to see each other every day. So might as well make the whole interaction more comfortable for everyone.
Yeah, of course. And also, not only that, also they should have to understand also that the domestic workers or the helpers that they said, they should have to understand that, especially for the living or for the sleeping facilities, there are some of my friends, based from my experience also, they just sleep just only in the kitchen. So, it's really hard. And we feel bad. We are not demand. We don't need to demand that, Mom, sir, you should buy us the good one, a phone for us. No, we don't need to demand. But at least they should have to understand that being a domestic worker is also a human being, and also, they should have to understand that we, as a domestic worker, we need to work it properly. And before we come in Hong Kong, we do our training. We pay also a lot.
Yeah.
We also do the training enough. And also, for me, as I said, being a Filipino, we are friendly, very humble, and we have enough patience to understand, and also they should have to understand that not only for the living facilities, but also they should have to understand, especially right now, it's winter. There are some of my fellow domestic workers, they didn't give the key, so until 10 o'clock, some of the fellow domestic workers just stay outside of the house, very cold. So what they need to do, of course, they cannot go inside because the boss, the employer, is not yet inside of the house. So they need to wait outside. But outside right now, it's
Yeah.
very, very cold.
Yes.
So they
Yes.
should have to understand that also, and they should have to treat us. It's not. They should have to consider that being a domestic worker is also a human being, and we have also our feelings. We know, and also we respect them. And for me, even for myself, and also for my fellow domestic workers, they know that, and they should have to understand. And they know also that they love their job very much, because without this job, how about us family? We get enough. We have to find source of income. So being a domestic worker, this is a big help for my family, for our family back home. So we can, at least every month, we send enough money for my family or for our family back home. But it's really hard, because there are some employers, they just don't care. They just hire a domestic worker, but they don't know how to feed enough foods for those domestic workers. They can afford how to hire a domestic workers, but they cannot afford to feed. Yeah, so that's the one thing that
That's one thing the employers have to look at,
Right.
is that not only that they have to suffer, they have to they have to sacrifice the cost
Yeah.
of hiring a domestic worker, but also they need to sacrifice the living expenses for the worker as well,
Yes.
because they need to live, they need to have a proper living accommodation and everything that is essential to their lives.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell me more about why did you start OFW HK?
Well, I start this actually my advocacy started 2010, and it was not OFWs in Hong Kong. That was before Pinoy abroad. Pinoy abroad is a Filipino abroad, you
I
know.
see, I see.
So I started that just only for Facebook, and without thinking that we grown up, you know, we never think about. I thought for myself, just only okay, just post, just love quotes, you know, at the time. So I love posting. Love quotes, life of domestic workers. What is the life in abroad? I just want to share about that without thinking that. And then before, every time I have, you know, I become a Facebook addict that time because I don't have enough time for my family. You know, my time is always in Facebook. That's why my husband before said you should have to choose Facebook or family. So I need to choose my family, of course. Until that time, I deleted that first Facebook.
Right.
Yeah, I deleted that for the
And
sake of my
it was
family.
quite popular, right? I remember you saying that
Yeah, that's
that page
really.
was really popular as well.
Yeah. And until that, maybe 2000, I remember 2015, it was actually my birthday. I create another, and that is now the OFWs in Hong Kong. I don't, you know, I never think about, you know, I will go this path going to advice and help, and until, you know, a lot of bashers, haters, but it's that it doesn't matter that, you know, for me, as long that you are going to help and you do your, you know, you have to be honest to yourself, so you don't have to hide for who you are. So at that time I started only for about 3 to 4 persons for my OFWs in Hong Kong. That's only my close friends, you know, and started that we every day do also plugging, also write those life of us domestic workers, those news life in Hong Kong, and not only in Hong Kong, also even in the Middle East. But until I decided to focus in Hong Kong, because I said it's easy to help in Hong Kong for me, and then I can help them, you know, personally. I can meet them, so I focus the OFWs in Hong Kong. So every time when I go back home to Philippines, there's some time, and most of the time I work for you know, for the outreach. I start working with my friends. I should have to ask them, guys, we should have to do outreach, and then after that, you know, it's very easy because my friends, they very supportive, you know, they very helpful. At the same time, they are very friendly, and they have also you know, the feelings of being admin Mocha. They know what is, you know, the things that I want to be, and they know what is really want to be in the OFWs in Hong Kong. I don't want just only because of Facebook. I don't want just to say, it's okay, just only a Facebook. But no, I created that page not only for myself but also for my fellow domestic workers. At the same time, I just make sure that the OFWs in Hong Kong page is a very helpful, can help for my fellow domestic workers also, especially in Hong Kong.
Right.
Yeah.
So you talk about the outreach that
Yeah.
you've done. Can you briefly explain the outreach that you've done before, and then maybe you can list the one that you might be doing in the future? Maybe if anyone is watching, they could be
Yeah.
interested to join.
Yeah, sure. The first that doing outreach, giving those foods, you know, there are some also especially like rice. It's okay, giving the rice or giving the noodles, especially from Hong Kong. I Before I go back home to Philippines, I have to pack a lot of a box. You know, I buy a lot of noodles, canned goods, or stuff like only the Imperial. If you can see that, just 4 pieces of that, I have to keep at least maybe 20, 30, 50 pieces. And then when I go back home to Philippines, I should have to pack that and then buy the rice. But it's not only for me, but of course with my supporters. I have also my sponsors, but those sponsors is my close friends. They are not only just a friend from Facebook, but also they are very nice, good friend to me. And until now, we have a very nice communications, good communications also. Even though right now I have one of my friends from Denmark. She's the one of my sponsor before until now. She's the one who helped me also, even from Belgium.
Wow.
Yeah, they help me. So just I have to ask them, by that day or by that month, I have my outreach. Why don't we have to do this? So I have to organize also. But not only that, but of course, there are sometimes, those people, they need also, especially here, there are some terminate, they are terminated,
Right.
and also they don't have example, just they want to go home, they want to go back to Philippines. If we know that, they don't have to, just like they said, as a gift, or like pasalobong, we call as pasalobong in the Philippines. So we should have to buy some chocolates for them and give them, and then after that they should have to share also when they go back to Philippines.
Right.
Actually, this only a very simple, but at least, we are very happy doing this. And even I myself am very happy to do this for my,
That's very good to
Yeah,
hear.
yeah.
And how are you getting these resources anyway? Does anyone help to sponsor you, or you have to actually it comes out from your own pocket?
Definitely, I also use my own money, and also I have my sponsors. They also give, sometimes some of my friends, they don't want now to buy like a toothpaste. They just only have to give you 50, 100 Hong Kong dollars, and you should be the one to buy that. And for me, it's fine, because even a single, even a little bit, at least if I have to make into one, that's a big help now for the outreach that I have to organize. Yeah. So, but definitely, I should have to use my own also, because
Yeah.
that is my personal. I think I can say that before I went abroad, I promised to myself that even though I am already now in abroad, I should have to help those
Right.
poor, because I've been that situations. I know the feelings, being nothing. So I know that, and when someone receive from you, they're very happy. And you can see the smile. You can have to picture out how happy they are, because they receive a simple things from me or from you or from Hong Kong, like imported soap or chocolates. They're happy to accept that.
Yes.
And you can
Yes.
picture out, the smile that you can see. At very, very nice. And I feel very happy also about that.
That's very great
Yeah,
news because
yeah.
I remember one time you were telling me about one of the outreaches you did. You and your friends had to had to sacrifice $50 of your own
Yeah.
to get the food to help
Yeah.
the street beggars.
Yeah,
And
that's
these
right.
are local street beggars in Hong Kong.
That's good.
And I was very, very shocked in terms of how, you talked about how Hong Kong employers they
Yeah.
sometimes mistreat their domestic workers, and then at the other hand, you're helping out the Hong
Yeah.
Kong local street beggars. Like this completely blows my mind
That's
because
right.
I really appreciate the kind heart that you're
Yeah.
coming from your community
Yeah.
and from yourself, that you're willing to help us even
Yeah.
though we know that some of your people have been mistreated as well. And
Yeah.
you being one of them as well.
Yeah.
And yeah, this is absolutely amazing work you're doing. We really, really
Yeah.
appreciate it. Which we'll definitely try our best to help you out. Like
Yeah.
if anything, or if anyone that's watching that is really looking to just be having a kind heart and just looking to help the community, just help the world build a better place. OFW HK is definitely
Yeah,
a
yeah,
great
that's
place to
right.
start off with. And I know $50 might seem a lot, but then if it's helping someone, I just say why not, because it
Yeah,
makes
yeah.
your heart feel better. It makes your heart feel happier, and you
Yeah.
feel like you're more comfortable. So
Yeah.
definitely a very, very
And
good
no,
job you're
and
doing
that's
here.
that's we celebrate. That should be our Christmas party.
Yeah.
But I suggest my team, we don't have now the Christmas party, but instead we have to make difference. We have to make it different. So what we did is that we have before we decided 50 HKD, that should be our Christmas gift. But then I suggest, why don't we go for this activity? So I contact the Impact Hong Kong, which is a name Jeff Rothmeyer. When I talked with him and I said, Jeff, would you mind if you have to help me? Because my team, we wants to make difference. We don't want to celebrate our Christmas party, but instead we want to share the blessings. And also I asked my team, I said, guys, you're 50 HKD. We don't need to pay. We don't need to buy anything, but we should have to bring that and give to the Impact Hong Kong for our donations. At the same time, Jeff Rothmeyer supply also those from hotels, soap, shampoo, and also like biscuits, bananas, noodles. So we are about, I think that time is 11 to 12 persons, and each of us need to pay $50. And there are some also they never go with us, but at least they send $50 each also. So that money also is also together with that. I mean that 1,000, a total of 1,000 each KD. And for us, it's a very, this is not a big deal for us. $50 that we can help for the beggars or for those cleaners. So for us, even for myself, that's I feel happy. And also, what is that I very amazed with my fellow domestic workers also at the time from my team. They said, admin, we are very happy. It's a first time. We feel very happy, and we feel, our heart is feel like they're amazed and overwhelmed. I said, that's true. Now you have to, now even right now you should have to understand that doing even in a simple things, you have to help someone in needs. They just don't expect anything in returns, but help. Just help what you can help, and let God give you back if in returns, but never expect anything from them that you help them, and you have to expect anything. Don't expect anything. Once you give, once you help them, it's a help. So you don't need to expect anything from them.
I mean, just a simple gesture
That's right.
of helping, and helping someone could make your life turn around, or even no matter how much money you get in the future, just a simple gesture of helping someone definitely makes how you feel inside more comfortable and more warm. So definitely a very, very amazing job that you're doing with OFWHK, and I definitely hope that there will be more and more people trying to join the community and make it a big thing, because I definitely do support you, and I really think that all the Hong Kong not even domestic workers, like everyone in Hong Kong should really recognize your community, because it's such a great thing that you're helping. And I remember you told me about this, that the reason why you did this, because the reason why you did this outreach to help Hong Kong local beggars is because you want people to think that you're not just you don't want to be valued. You don't want other people in Hong Kong to be valued you as just a domestic worker. You are much more than that.
Of course, because we are not just only a domestic worker, but we are a workers who can help also.
Exactly.
Not only for my fellow domestic workers, but of course we can help just like those beggars of that. Because before we are in a North Point, Fortress Hill. Well, we did that, and just to let them know that we are not just only a domestic worker. We are not just only a Kongyan. What does they call us, a Kongyan? So we are not just only of that, but we can make, we can help a lot more than as a domestic workers.
Well, I mean, I'm sure you're doing. Perhaps you're actually doing more than some of the Hong Kong local people here to help the community.
That's
so
right.
in my personal opinion, I think you are definitely more than just a domestic worker.
And they should have to know, they should have to know that for us, even for myself, we study a lot in the Philippines before we come in Hong Kong. There are lots of professionals, nursing graduate, teachers graduate. I myself, I study 1 year in AB Mass Communications. I study also the food technology. So we are not just only just doing cleaning the toilets. We are not doing just like that and cook. But of course, we can do better. We can help more than that, as they are expect just only a domestic workers. But no, we are not only just, but we are a workers who can help also the community in Hong Kong.
That's great. That's very great news. And speaking of help, I mean, last week, MamaHelpers and OFWHK, we went out to the consulate and Polo last week to help up the victims from Paya Travel, and we definitely got some great response back, and got some great support back. We're looking to help out any more. If you guys have any more ideas or any sufferings that you've been realizing from your friends, definitely trying to reach out to us, and we can do whatever we can to help you guys out. Anything really. And if you guys are definitely interested to join or be a part of this community, just go look up OFWHK OFWs in Hong Kong on the Facebook, and just click join, and then sooner or later there will be outreaches, and I'm sure that admin Mocha will come find you and see what you can do to the community. Well, I mean that's pretty much it. Do you have anything else that you want to
No,
say?
just to tell those, especially for those applicants of Mama Helpers, especially for those a first timer, that being a domestic worker in Hong Kong is not easy. But at least you should have to prepare yourself, and you should have to know your rights. Being a domestic workers in Hong Kong, you should have to understand your rights. You should have to understand, and you should have to know where are you going. Example, or in case of emergency, you should have to know where you are going to go. You should have to know, and you should have to locate our Philippine consulate, our polo. And anyway, we have a Facebook page. You can reach us, OFWs in Hong Kong, or you can reach our Mama Helpers also. And if you are a Filipino, you can contact also our Facebook page. And definitely, we are here hands-on to help. Especially for my fellow domestic workers, we are happy to help, and also we are happy to protect, and not only because we should have to let them know, especially in Hong Kong employers, that we are not just only a domestic worker. We are not just only they call us a kunyan. We are not just only like that, but we are also professional from the Philippines. We have enough knowledge. We are intelligent, and we know how to respect, and they should have to respect us back, being a domestic workers in Hong Kong also. So that's it.
Yeah, that's very great news.
Yeah.
And to elaborate more on the helping anyone interested to work in Hong Kong, Mama Helpers can be a great way for you to find some reliable agencies to do with your paperwork, because we guarantee that you do your matching here, you find the employer that you really like, you can talk about the terms, about where you're gonna live, what you're gonna do, and what holidays you're getting, and what benefits are you getting from the employer. You can definitely talk all that out before you go find an agency, right? Because an agency, they could just tell you things that might not be true because you haven't really met the employer yet. So what Mama Helper is a platform. I'm sure Emma Mocha has been very supportive about our applications, because you can directly contact the employer, and then you can find the employer that you really want to work for. No one's forcing you to say yes, and except just only you. So once you find the employer, we'll transfer your application to an agency, and we guarantee that that agency that you're dealing with, they won't bring you to any finance company for you to take out loans.
Yeah.
It's a very simple process. If you're in overseas, you just pay 1,000 pesos for the training and for all the processing fees, and that's it. Like, there is nothing else that we will charge more, and we guarantee that. So, I mean, I really hope that if you are looking for a new employer, if you're struggling with your employer right now, you want to leave, definitely try out Mama Helpers. And if you run into any problems in life, or any problems that you are experiencing in Hong Kong, definitely reach out to OFWs in Hong Kong, and we can definitely be a great help for any of the problems you run into. So yeah, that's pretty much it for our time here. Thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in on this Sunday. It's 31st of December of 2017, which is the last day of the year.
Yeah.
We hope that you all have a wonderful day and night to count down until 2018. And we here at Mama Helpers and OFWs in Hong Kong, we wish you a very good year ahead. And anything else you want to say?
Yeah, just know everything is there. Just only a message for those employers. I know some employers also, they are watching. Hopefully they have to treat well their domestic workers, and they should have to understand, first is the foods. They should have to understand, feed your domestic workers enough, so they should have enough energy to take care of your kids, to take care of their grandma, their grandpa, and also to work it. They should have to work properly, work hard also, and also they should have to understand, especially for the employers, you should have to understand we need also enough facilities. We should have good. Not we don't need to demand, but at least you should have to understand that we need also our privacy for ourselves, being a domestic workers in Hong Kong also. That's it.
And this comes very mutual, right? If the employer treats the worker very well, the worker will have they shouldn't have a reason to not treat their employers well. So if they treat the helper well, they give them a lot of food, they give them a good place to sleep, and they treat them well, they treat them nicely. I'm sure that the worker will be more than happy to treat their employer's family the same. So yeah, we hope this eventually the message will come along to everyone, not only the workers but also the employers. So yeah, thank you very much. I'm in Mocha for your time here at Mama Helpers, and maybe we'll partner up in the future to do some more outreaches in the future.
That's right.
So yeah, anyone that's looking to help out, definitely go check out OFWs in Hong Kong. If you're looking for a job, then come find us at Mama Helpers. And thank you very much for your day, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to all.
Bye.
Bye. I should have to share that.
Fresh out East Atlanta with no mountains. Damn, fresh out East Atlanta. Up on board like a traffic jam. Man, I was quick to pay that girl like Uncle Sam. He go, hey, take it on me. Hey, shout the craving on me. Get the beating on me, on me. She waited on me. Damn, shout the caking on me. Got the bacon on me. This is history and I'm making on me. Point blank, close range, that thing. If it goes $1 million, that's me. I was getting moolah, baby.
Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nah, nah. He took me back to East Atlanta, nah, nah, nah. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana. Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Take me back, 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 take me back, back, back. Take me back, back, back. Take me back, back, Havana, ooh, nah, nah. Half of my heart is in Havana, ooh, nah, nah. He took me back to East Atlanta, nah, nah, nah. All of my heart is in Havana. My heart is in Havana. Havana, ooh, nah, Havana, ooh, nah, nah.
I found a love for me. Well, darling, just dive right in. Follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet. Well, I never knew you were the someone waiting for me. 'Cause we were just kids when we fell in love, not knowing what it was. I will not give you up this time. Darling, just kiss me slow. Your heart is all I own, and in your eyes you're holding mine. Baby, I'm dancing in the dark with you between my arms, barefoot on the grass, we're listening to our favorite song. When you said you looked a mess, I whispered underneath my breath, but you heard it. Darling, you look perfect tonight.
Hi guys, this is Jensen from MamaHelpers. As you all know, that we're a new company based in Hong Kong that helps to create a professional space for those who are interested in becoming a domestic worker. After 3 months of our soft launch of our apps, we have received a lot of support from you guys. Thank you very much on that. And we would like you guys to share your experience from using our apps. So just do a video like me and share it on your Facebook. Put a hashtag, and we're going to provide a hashtag later on down here. And Merry Christmas everyone, and we are looking forward to it.
I got this feeling inside my bones.